With time to kill being so fast on Verdansk these days, winning your gunfights is now more important than ever. Yet I see so many casual gamers out there sabotaging themselves with either bad loadouts, bad aim, or just bad instincts. It happens all the time. You load up every day with your buddies, excited just to be hanging out with friends. You spend the next 3 hours though losing the majority of your gunfights. But with a few simple changes, you can start turning this around and winning more. So in the next 8 minutes, I'm going to be breaking down the 5 biggest mistakes that gamers make during gunfights and how to fix them. Starting off with the most common mistake that I see all the time, which is making a meta loadout, but not making a loadout that fits your playstyle that you're comfortable with. So let's build something first. Let's go with an AR. Now, in AR, you want to make sure you have consistency. You want low recoil. You want something easy to control and dependability. For most people, it's going to be the Kilo 141. We're going to go create a build here. You're going to want a barrel that is going to have good bullet velocity and damage range. So that is your reinforced barrel there. It does give you a longer range to kill people at, and your bullet velocity. So when you fire a bullet, the time it takes to actually hit the target. So reinforced barrel. Magazine, you're going to need enough bullets to do it with. You can do mag 1 or mag 2. I would recommend mag 2 in a battle royale. So we got 60 mags there. Now we got to think about recoil, right? We got the underbarrel, which is going to get you vertical foregrip with horizontal recoil control and recoil stabilization. So that's good. You get 5 attachments. Then you're going to want to look at a muzzle and an optic or a fire mod. I would go with an optic first because you're going to need something to be able to see downfield, which is always going to be the Willis 3X. That one is a really good optic. Now you can go ahead with muzzle or fire mod. I would go with muzzle and go with the compensator muzzle, the vertical recoil control and the recoil stabilization here. So that is your loadout. You have one gun that is a long range weapon that is consistent, that you can control, that is easy for you. Okay, then you're going to come back in and going to go to your SMG, and you're going to have the same thought process. You're going to say, okay, what kills the fastest, but what is something I can control? The Compact 92 right now is the fastest. So we're going to go Compact 92, but we're going to build it for recoil control because you want something easy and consistent that you can do. You don't want to build the meta that is kind of like a streamer uses or a content creator uses, and they can manage recoil better than you. You want to win more gunfights, and this is going to happen. You're going to go into muzzle, and you're going to go to compensator. Same kind of idea. So you get that vertical recoil control. You're going to need more bullets. So you're going to want extended mag 2 or extended mag 3. I would go with 3. You got your underbarrel. So we're going to go vertical right there. So then we took care of that. Then we got a couple different options. You can go iron sights or optic. I prefer the iron sights. It frees it up for another attachment. So then we're going to go what attachment works best. We're going to go all the way down to recoil springs and add a little bit more recoil control. That gives us 4, which I would go with the rear grip. And then you're going to go down to ergonomic grip because that's dive to fire, slide to fire, aim down sight, jumping down, aim down sight. You could go CQB, but I enjoy the ergonomic. So now you have 2 guns. You have the Kilo, which is easy, and you have the SMG that is easy. Now make sure your tacticals on big map are smoke because it's going to be easy to traverse the map. Molotov cocktails kill the fastest, and you can block entryways. So, and then you're going to look at your perks. So perks are 1, 2, and 3. Right now, it's Survivor perk is going to be the best perk to run inside of Verdansk. And then cold-blooded is going to be your second one because on cold-blooded, your immunity to tracker footsteps, it will not trigger alertness, UAVs, all of that. And then tempered with the scarcity of plates, or at least the feeling of it, you can get 2 plates instead of 1. And there is your loadout. Make sure you're using one that works for you, that you can control, and that is consistent and easy to control. I can't say that enough. This actually leads me into my next point, which is centering or passive aim. That's one of the biggest mistakes I see from casual players, is not working on their centering. Centering is key. A lot of people, as you see, look down here. This is how they loot. Look, they look at loot. Loot's on the ground. I don't blame them. I understand how that works. You need to be looking up because gunfights are up here. Gunfights are not down here. So you need to understand this second right here, this minuscule touch point is going to get you killed. You're going to lose more gunfights. When you're looking at somebody, their chest is here. So if I'm looking here and I shoot their feet, I'm not going to win. But if I shoot their chest and their head, I'm going to win the gunfight. Which leads me into mistake number 3 is just having the wrong settings in the first place. So let me show you this. Let's go into settings and let's go into graphics and let's go to view. I'm at 120 FOV. That is probably not the spot where you want to be. You want to be 105 to 120. Look at this board. Look how big this board is at 105. Now, if you go into settings and you go all the way to graphics and you go back to view, look how far away this board gets. And I haven't moved. You want a bigger FOV because in a bigger FOV, the character gets bigger. You want a bigger cutout of the player, so then your aim assist will stick a little bit bigger. Because when your aim assist sticks a little bit better, you hit more shots. You're struggling with winning gunfights. Just check the setting in your FOV settings and go down to like 115, 110. That's a good range. 110 to 115 gets you a bigger player model and it gets you easier gunfights to win. The next setting that I see wrong that you want to make sure is correct, you want to go into controller and then you want to go down to aiming advanced settings and make sure that your aim response curve is dynamic. I see a lot of people on standard and linear. You need to be on dynamic, and then aim response curve slope is at a 1. Don't touch any of those, but make sure that you're on those. Those are going to be hugely important for winning more gunfights. And then the other one that is big that I want to go out here and show you, go to controller, then all the way over and see how I have horizontal stick at 2 and I have vertical stick at 2.1. You want to have a higher vertical than you are horizontal, because look around this map. It is full of heights you have to look up to. I'm not looking here, I'm looking here. I want to go faster up and down than left and right because I always have to look up. So make sure vertical is higher than horizontal. Mistake number 4 is chasing the down. So what I mean by that is when you down somebody, I know you get all excited. I get all excited because you're in a gunfight and you want to win the gunfight. But what happens always is you're going to get third party. So you got to follow some rules. You want to listen, you want to look, then you want to replay, then you want to reload, then you finish. Make sure you take care of you before you take care of the guy you just finished. Which leads me to mistake number 5, and that is not warming up and practicing. So think of it this way. Do you warm up your car in the morning when you go to work? You want to warm up yourself when you're playing in the game. You don't want to come home from a long day at school or work or whatever you're doing and jump right into the game because your hands will be cold. They are not ready. Your mindset will be cold and you're not ready. You need to warm up. The mode I'm in right now is the casual mode. It's great. There's 148 players in this mode. 120 are bots, 28 are real players. It gives you a chance to warm up. So you want to make sure you hop into a casual match, get 1 or 2 casual matches, and then warm up, just like you're seeing me do here. You're fighting bots, so then you can practice the 4 mistakes I just talked about previously so you don't keep making them. If you're watching this video right now and you're realizing that you make 1 or 2 or 3 or even all of these mistakes, that's great because that means you're finding a way to improve and making an effort to learn this thing that we love called Warzone. Warzone is hard. The more you play it, the more you learn that there's a lot to get better at. But you don't need to fix everything at once. Pick 1 mistake to correct, make 1 micro adjustment to make at a time, and within 30 days, you will look back and you won't believe how far you've come. If you like this video and you want to continue your Warzone journey with me, I would highly recommend you check out this video, where I break down the best landing spots and how to get the most money on Verdansk. Otherwise, thanks for watching, like and subscribe if you can, and I'll catch you in the next video.